Hello guys, it is me again. And last we left off, we were talking about how Eve came into Denny and Enzo's life. Now let's get back to reading. Monkeys have thumbs, practically the dumbest species on the planet, but monkeys have thumbs. Those monkeys' thumbs were meant for dogs. Give me my thumbs, you darn monkeys! I watch too much TV. When Denny goes away in the mornings, he turns it on for me, and it's become a habit. He warned me not to watch all day, but I do. Fortunately, he knows I love cars, so he lets me watch a lot of Speed Channel. The classic races are the best. I especially like Formula One. Sometimes if I'm watching the History Channel or the Discovery Channel, I learn about other cultures and other ways of life. Then I start thinking about my own place in the world, and what's going on, and what makes sense and what doesn't. The scientists go on and on about how monkeys are the closest evolutionary relative of people. But that's speculation. Based on what? Based on the fact that certain ancient skulls have been found to similar modern man's? What does that prove? So what if man's body evolved from the monkeys? Whether he came from monkeys or fish is unimportant. The important idea is that the body became human enough that the first human soul slipped into it. I'll give you a theory. Man's closest relative is not the chimpanzee, as the TV people believe, but is in fact the dog. Case in point, the werewolf. The fog closes the lowest branches of the spruce trees. The man steps out of the
Darkest corner of the forest and finds himself transformed into a monkey? I think not. Chapter 6. Her name was Eve, and at first I resented how she changed our lives. I resented the attention Danny paid to her small hands and her slender body. The way that he gazed into her soft green eyes, which peered out from under stylish strands of straight blonde hair. For she was a person unlike me. She was everything I wasn't. I went for extended periods without a haircut or a bath, for instance.
She bathed every day and had a special person to do nothing else but color her hair.
My nails grew too long and scratched the wood floor. She frequently attended to her nails with sticks and clippers and polishes to make sure that they were the proper shape and size. Her attention to every detail of her appearance was reflected on her personality as well. She was an incredible organizer, constantly making lists and jotting down notes of things to be done. Our weekends were filled with trips to the Home Depot or waiting in line at the disposal or recycling station at Georgetown. I didn't like painting rooms or fixing doorknobs or washing screens, but Denny liked it, apparently because the more she gave him to do, the more quickly he completed his tasks. But he collected his reward, which usually included a lot of nuzzling and kissing. Soon after she moved out of our apartment, they were married in a small wedding ceremony. I attended along with a group of their closest friends and Eve's immediate family. Denny didn't have any brothers or sisters to invite, and he explained his parents' absence simply by saying that they didn't travel well. The wedding took place at a charming little beach cottage on Whidbey Island. Eve's parents made it clear to all involved that the house was owned by close friends of theirs. I was allowed to participate only under strict rules. I was not to roam freely on the beach, as I might track sand into the expensive mahogany floors, and I was forced to do my business in a very specific location next to the recycling containers. Upon our return from Whidbey, I noticed that Eve moved through our apartment with a greater sense of ownership. She was much bolder in her actions to move or replace things. Towels, linens, and even furniture. She had entered our lives and changed everything around. And yet, while I was unhappy about her intrusion, there was something about her that prevented me from being really angry with her. I believe the thing was her swollen belly. True, I was very jealous of the attention Eve lavished on her unborn baby. I hadn't
never given her a reason to give that same attention to me. Perhaps that is my regret.
I loved how she was when she was pregnant, and yet I knew I could never be the source of her affection in that way because I could never be her child.
Alright. This is, it's not the end of the chapter yet. It's a very long chapter, I think. So that's the end of the paragraph. And see you later in part 6 now? Yeah, part 6.